It's podcadzo.
Fell from wind?
I have a mountain of sticks and from wind.
From wind.
Or I don't know, maybe yard work. Because that house is for sale. You know what you should do?
Buy it.
Sell your house. Be my neighbor.
That's adorable. I would love to, dude. We should just buy it anyways as a band, and we can make an entire compound
Rehearsal
here.
space.
Yeah.
There's so much land right there. Like, it's compound-esque.
I wonder how much you're selling for.
Go ask him.
I'll ask him.
I mean,
say, guys, you don't
you're
have to.
based in Fort Collins for work, you know?
True.
Just make Julia
I need
commute
a
for a
home
few
base.
years.
Yeah, right. As soon as she gets an official job,
Exactly.
right at the university. We're moving away, babe. Now you have to commute.
We're moving to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I need to be closer to Julian for the podcast.
Yeah, dude, we could fire one of these off like every goddamn day.
That would be sick.
We
to
could
do a
put out
daily
like 2
pod.
albums a year.
Yeah.
Because like not only do we have a sick recording space here, but like we could have 2. We could just
that
bounce
entire
back and
place would be-
forth.
yeah.
Yeah.
We could just track. We could pretend we're remote and never see each other, and just have some of the studio stuff be done there. You just track drums here. I never visit you here
we could
ever.
just run really long cables next door.
It's like
the control
500
room
foot
is like-
XLRs.
Yeah.
Signal integrity might be a problem.
Nah. We should buy that house though. All right.
Everyone, welcome to episode 51 of Podcadzo.
Yes, we're back again.
You might notice we're wearing the same clothes as last week.
No, I changed.
Oh, you did? Wow, impressive.
No, I didn't.
Nah.
You just weren't paying attention.
I knew you didn't change. That's no accident. It's the same day as episode 50. We tricked you.
Yes.
We're recording 2 in one day, so we're pretty warmed up.
Why are you revealing our trade secrets?
That's part of the secret, bros. I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Oh my
that's
God.
That's the new trade secret. Break the fourth wall. Give them a peek into the production.
I don't know if I can handle that. That's pretty deep, pretty meta.
They like to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
That's something I like. My friends say I like the podcast, but I wish it was a little bit more inside baseball.
Yeah. I want to know what it's like
What's
what it's
it like
like
to record 2 episodes in one day?
getting to the point where you can record 2 episods in one day.
To do 2 hard-hitting
mental
45-minute sessions where we just recite a list that someone
that
has
somebody
created
else
for us.
made.
Why don't we just say, I like that album too. Next.
Next. All right. Speaking of, shall we do exactly that?
Let's do it.
Should we
So,
jump in?
welcome back. If you didn't listen to episode 50, we reviewed the first 50 albums of Apple Music's 100 best albums of all
And
time.
this is episode 51.
It's 51. So we
We're
did
above
we did
50.
100 to 50 in episode 50. In episode 51, we're doing episode 49 through 1.
Mm-hmm.
Get with the program.
And also, next episode is episode 52.
52. We're going to talk B-52s. That's how we have to structure the podcast from now on. Just whatever episode number on, we have to find some sort of musical connection.
We'll talk about the B-53s on episode 53.
Yeah. And then 54, we're like, if there was a band called the B-54s, what would they sound like?
That's a great question.
Horrible.
Not
I think.
great, yeah. Okay. So, we're about to look at album number 49. We're not stopping until we get to album 1.
No.
That's the gist of the thing.
That's
Which
the
you
whole
already
point of doing
explained.
this.
I just wanted to
I think it's good.
make it crystal clear.
Yes.
So we're starting at 49.
And then what's going to come after that?
And this is Apple's
48.
100 best
47.
albums of all time.
Then 46.
100 best albums of all time. So really get that in your head. They're saying these albums are the 49 through 1 best albums of all time. In order, I'm assuming in order.
And if you haven't heard these albums, you're some sort of dumb asshole
Yeah.
who doesn't even like music.
There's already been one that I just straight up haven't heard of.
I mean, we started off pretty bad. The first one we reviewed, neither of us had heard of it. Robin.
Well, Robin, okay, yeah, there's been 2 that I straight up haven't heard of. And
What was
then
the other one?
That French lady.
Oh, Sade.
Yeah.
So I just recently learned the right way to say her name is Sade. I always said
Sade.
Sade.
You fucking American.
But I'm going to keep saying Sade.
Fucking one language piece of garbage.
Smooth Operator, that's the Sade song I cannot hear of.
Do
That's
you
having
think
a bit
there's
of a
Michael Jackson
resurgence
album
right
on
now.
this
I
list?
bet there's
I had
2.
not considered that.
I bet there's going to be 2.
All right. Shall we?
Yes.
All right. How many Weezer
We're gonna
albums.
do it. Let's go to 40. I bet one Weezer album.
One Weezer album?
Yeah.
You really think so?
Yeah,
All
I really
right,
think
we'll
the Blue album will be
fucking
on
see.
here.
It should be Pinkerton, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, 49. Here we go. Drum roll, please. No, put one in.
Oh yeah, what am I thinking?
Yeah,
I'm doing it in
put
post.
one in, you
Can't believe I
fucking
even
idiot.
expended energy doing that.
Okay, 49. Oh, yeah! Let's go, boys!
Big win for
That band that we've been promising everybody is good is on the list.
Apple just confirmed it.
Apple.
And
Which,
without bias.
no previous
Yeah,
ties
yeah.
there. None.
Nothing. Apple historically against you two.
It's you
And
too,
they
the
finally
Joshua
come
Tree
around to
at
say-
number 49.
Number 49. Man, if this is the only U2 album on the list, I'm gonna be pissed.
Should we?
Don't know. I don't.
Okay, you
I
don't want to know?
I don't want to know
Going
on this one.
forward, you know what? I'm just going to close that tab out completely.
Close that tab.
We won't know because I already forgot. I wasn't looking at who was on that list. I was just checking to see that the person wasn't on the list. You know what I mean?
I have
So
a
kinda
feeling
forgot.
this will be the only U2 album.
It kind of should be.
Yeah.
Other U2 albums are good, but not like
Not more important
influential
than the
for
Joshua
multiple
Tree.
generations. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. So
49 done in the books.
In the
U2's
books.
on the list. We can retire
can rest
now.
easy.
The podcast is closing up shop. I'm gonna sell this mic for crack, and by crack I mean booty. So, all right, number 48, Paul's Boutique by
Boutique.
the Beastie Boys
Woo!
beats U2 as it should.
As much as we love U2, yes, this is definitely deserved.
Also beats All Eyes on Me by Tupac. Beats Straight Outta Compton by NWA. Beats a Lauryn Hill record.
Beats any album by
Yeah.
important black hip hop artists.
Yeah. Kind of cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's this high on the list. I'm not saying it should be lower on the list. I think everything else that we just mentioned should be higher up on the list. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But yeah, this album, probably my favorite Beastie Boys record.
Mine
I
too.
listen to it
Mine
once
too.
every few months. It gets me hyped. It still sounds relevant. Definitely. Well, maybe not necessarily relevant, but it's definitely sounds like it influenced the stuff that is relevant.
Totally.
So, cool. 47. Take Care by Drake.
And I'm pissed. Let's just skip it.
You know what? Can we just cancel
we
the rest
talk-
of this episode?
How insulting it is for this to be right after Paul's Boutique as well.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, okay, Asia. This is better than Asia. Even this is better than the Eagles, Hotel California. Like,
It's insane.
if Quincy was here, he would convince us somehow that it probably should be above
True.
those records.
Yeah.
But since he's not here, I'm gonna say I don't think it should be this high up. I don't know if Drake should be on here. No, Drake should be on here. Drake should be on here because he is very important. He's got long-standing.
I think views by Drake should have been
Influence.
100. And then never mentioned again. Drake.
Yeah, fair.
Whatever.
Yeah, fair.
Let's go next.
Okay. 46. Exodus.
Exodus.
Bob Marley and his Wailers.
The Wailers.
The one and only Wailers.
Independent of Bob Marley. Yeah, makes sense that this is on here.
Mhm.
I think that Bob Marley movie actually was good. I haven't seen it, but
There's a Bob Marley movie?
you haven't. Yeah, One Love.
When did that come
Look
out?
it up, brother. Just a couple months ago.
Bob Marley movie.
What does it have on IMDb? Gosh, going so slow. The suspense is building. What did it get? What did it
I'm just looking at the
get?
cast. How do you see what I got? Isn't that at
Oh,
the top?
it's at the top.
Yeah,
Oh, 6.3.
6.3.
Okay, that's actually pretty bad. That's about what I thought I would get.
I just
Anytime
wanna
there was
see
a
who plays Bob Marley. Kinsley Ben.
I do.
Adair?
I had never heard of him. But anytime I saw a trailer for it, I was like, this is going to be the worst movie of all time.
That's unfortunate because Bob Marley is someone whose legacy should not be shat on by some other people who
It was
think that his story needs to be told
It was
again.
a very quick money grab, obviously.
Everything is so well documented about Bob Marley. There's like film, papers he wrote. Like I don't know why do we need to do it? Whatever. Number 45.
Bjork.
Ooh, Homogenic by Björk.
Bjork.
I fucking love this record.
I love this record too.
I think it should be on here. I think they picked the right one. I think it's the best encapsulation of the Björk formula.
I think having it in the 40s is just about right for where.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right, like slightly above the middle, because it's super influential, again, for like some of the more weirdos that are out there. But a lot of those weirdos are some of the most famous people on the globe, so not to devalue it in any way. All right, 44, Inner Visions by Stevie Wonder. Whatever. This feels kind of like a whatever one to me. I don't really understand.
It feels like it has to be on here. Stevie Wonder has to be on here.
Like, he's great, but he's not any better than...
I've been going through a Stevie
John
Wonder
Coltrane?
renaissance lately, actually. Stevie Wonder is a genius.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I should
but I
probably
don't know. I don't know this album too well.
I should probably just listen to more Stevie Wonder, to be honest.
He's the man.
All right, 43. Remaining Late by Talking Heads.
Is this
Boo.
Yeah, bad pick.
Bad pick.
Bad pick.
Wrong album.
Wrong album.
Also, too high
Should
up.
have been. Is this really the only... I think this is the only Talking Heads on here, which
We're
is...
not gonna spoil
We're not
it.
going to look, but I think it might be the only one.
Yeah? I hope it
Which
is.
should be disappointing.
All right,
Yeah.
42.
42.
Control by Janet Jackson. That's pretty cool, I guess. Higher than I would have expected a Janet Jackson record. I guess as far as the 90s go, she's super, super important. She's just not necessarily having everlasting staying power. But she also did kind of have to hide from the spotlight for
due to an unfortunate
fat
Super
minute.
Bowl
Yeah.
incident that we covered.
We've
in
already
detail
covered
in this
it
podcast.
previously.
Mhm.
I missed the nip slip.
They showed her boobs.
Everyone called me gay because I missed the nip slip.
No, because you saw it and you went, ew.
Because never mind. All right, 41. Ooh, Aquemini by Outkast. This definitely probably shouldn't be higher. Maybe it should be a little higher. I think 40s to 30s is a good place for a record like this.
Yeah. Good to have Outkast represented in the top 50.
Aquemini, I'm just honestly glad they didn't pick fucking Stankonia. Unless there's two. I'm glad that the Stankonia is not the one they picked. I'm also glad that
Southern.
kind of in a way that this is the one that so far is picked to represent southern shit.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, good sir. 40.
Aretha Franklin. I never loved a man the way I love you.
Sure.
Naturally, she's got to be on here somewhere.
Yep.
39. Big one for you, Julian.
Big one for me. My favorite rap album of all time,
Yep.
as I've proudly proclaimed many times on this podcast. Illmatic by Nas. Don't really need to say too much about it. I think it's the most important rap album of all time.
Yep.
I think that it was like the record that was like, hey, this is what this is going to be about going forward. And then everyone was like, okay. Anything else?
Nope. Covered
Sick.
it well.
38. Tapestry by Carole King. Is this the Carole King record you would have picked? Let's look up her discography and then decide, because she has a lot of records.
I was actually listening to a Carole King Essentials playlist quite recently. And so it'd been a while since I fully appreciated Carole King's genius.
Like Writer, I guess, would be my other pick. But yeah, maybe Tapestry's the one. It's a pretty fucking great record. It's in a good place. Maybe it should be a little higher, but it's in a pretty good place overall. Big respect to this record. Honestly, shit. We should do a Carole King episode. That would take
be
like
fun.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, it would. It'd be nice to give me an excuse to go, listen to a lot of Carole King again.
Carole
and
King's
get
amazing.
more into her background.
She's like one of Jack White's main influences.
Yeah. Did you see the Kennedy Center honors Carole King? That's when I first got into Carole King, because I was like, whoa, she must be a big deal.
Dude, she's
And,
a badass.
yeah.
As far as influence and staying power, she's definitely up there. Like, she should be on this list for that reason, if no other reason. All right, next.
Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan.
Which you said was
Which
your
I
favorite.
would, probably put as my pick for most important rap album of all time. Cool that them and Nas are so close together.
Yeah. Wu-Tang just slightly edging out Nas,
Mm.
which I think is just because, not just because, but I mean, they have had, it seems like, more staying power.
They have.
Like,
Wu-Tang was more accepted by the masses too, and
I think Nas has pushed the envelope further and has therefore kind of rearranged his fan base over the years.
Yeah.
But he's also continued to release music. Whereas, like, these guys have all just gone off and done solo shit. So when they come back as Wu-Tang, it's more, like, iconic. And Nas is kind of just like an industry rapper, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the Nas one should be higher, but you think the Wu-Tang one should be higher. So that's just how lists work.
Not everyone's going to be perfectly happy.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate fact of life.
And that's okay.
I don't think it is.
Should we go fight?
I think everything needs to be perfect. We both need to be happy.
Happy with the order
We
of the list?
deserve it.
Well, do you want me to lie to you, or should we fight?
Oh, you and I are going to fight?
Well, should we?
I think we should team up and fight Apple.
Oh, okay. I want to pants Zane Low. He always wears such baggy pants, and I just want to fucking pull him down and be like, ha
Probably
ha,
has such a
got you.
giant penis, though,
Dude,
and we'll feel bad
If
about
Zane Low
ourselves.
wants to do a Cadzo interview at any point, we will be here.
We'll be
We
here.
will be ready and waiting, and I promise I won't pants you
To
during
pants
the
you,
interview.
sucker. No.
Come on, man. All right, should we go on?
Yes.
Number 36. Beyonce. Sure.
Sure. Next.
London Calling
Woo!
at 35. We've
Should
both
be
said
in the top 5.
This might be the best record of all time.
Yeah. I'm glad it's on the list, obviously. I think it should be in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's on here. What you just said is exactly what I would say too. It should be probably number 1 because I think it's the best record of all time. Number 34.
Public Enemy. Interesting.
Oh, Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by the Public Enemy group. It's interesting. So, without doxing myself too much here, where I work, we like give out table tags. I've probably said where I work
It's
before.
Chiba Hut.
We give out table tags
Yeah.
that are like popular movies or popular albums, and one of ours is Public Enemy. It's the first Public Enemy record. And I kind of always think to myself, like, no one really these days comes in and gets stoked about this particular table tag. Like, no one gives a shit about Public Enemy anymore. Probably a bunch of old heads definitely do.
Public Enemy is I was just about to say that. They're a big old head band.
For sure.
And it's almost like they're too on the nose with their social criticisms that not that it didn't age well. Like Public Enemy is still amazing, but it's kind of you
not
listen to it a
necessarily
little
evergreen.
bit. Yeah, and it's just like, take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Chill out.
Chill out.
I don't necessarily think chill out. I just kind of think
No, I don't think that.
I missed the boat on it generationally.
I didn't mean
just
anything
didn't
in my
see
criticism
the
when I just
importance
said.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, people will see it as facetious. Don't worry. People won't think you're a fucking arrogant, ignorant, fucking self-entitled prick.
They won't think I'm that more
Yeah.
from what I just said.
No.
Good.
Not at all. All right. Number 33. Kid A by Radiohead. I'm gonna be pissed off if this is one of the bands where there's 2 and if the other one is OK Computer. Because this should, in my opinion, be higher than OK Computer. Because people always say People always say OK Computer is better as a record because it's more listenable. I think this one's more important as far as influence and ongoing ways to be influenced by it. It's
I
just
hear what
like
you're saying.
So,
And I know you're, when we talked about Radiohead, this was your number 1. You put it above OK Computer. But I just think there's no getting around the fact that OK Computer's maybe the best album of all time.
either that or London Calling.
That or they're 1 and 2.
I don't know.
Depending on the day. Well,
Why though?
2 and 3. After
Why is
What's the
OK
Story, Morning
Computer the best? Why is it like
Glory. The hits, dude. It has the,
The
hits.
hit.
It has the hits.
The hit.
It has many hits.
Has Karma Police.
It has Karma Police. It has exit music for a film. It has every song is a hit off that album. My brain ain't working too good right now. So I've been listening to
sure.
OK Computer on a loop for the past 3 months whenever I drive in Julia's car too. It's embarrassing. I can't recite the track list by heart
For
right
OK
now.
Computer?
For OK Computer.
Airbag.
As Airbag.
Fucking god damn
What's
it. What's
number
it
2?
called? Dun, 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 dun,
Paranoid
dun.
Android.
Yeah. Number 3
I forgot that was that is number 2.
Number 3 is number 4 is exit music for a film. I forget number 3. Let's just look it up.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to be like, I can just do the whole thing off the dome, but I haven't listened to this album for 10 years. So give me a break.
Subterranean Homesick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Subterranean, which I
Yeah.
will say maybe the best Radiohead song of all time. Exit music for a film, Let Down, Karma Police, Fitter, Happier, Electioneering, which is probably the worst Radiohead song of all time.
I
It's
like
not
Electioneering.
Creep. Nope, it sucks.
No, it's a good song.
Climbing Up the Walls, No Surprises.
No surprises,
Lucky.
big hit.
Yeah.
Lucky.
You're wrong.
You're
You're
wrong.
wrong.
You're
You're wrong. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Let's get back to
It's
the
definitely going to be on
list.
the
We've talked
list.
about Radiohead.
It's
enough.
definitely going to be in the top 10. Kid A should be in the top 10 because of how much more influential it is still.
To you.
No. OK Computer stopped being influential 10 years ago. Or 15
not to
years
me.
ago. To
Not
any
to me.
person that fucking matters in the zeitgeist.
Not to me.
No one knows who you are.
Some people do. They're about to find out.
Yeah, I'm sure you have something planned for the people.
Yeah.
Something, let's just say, explosive. All right, number 32.
Naturally.
Oh, here it is.
Here it is.
All right.
Ready to buy.
Pretty far above.
The Notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
Pretty far above Tupac.
Pac.
Which, my opinion, kind of deserved. I'm a much bigger Biggie fan myself than Tupac. He was always...
This record's definitely more influential and
He was
has
my
more staying
dude.
power, but I do think Tupac's a better rapper. That's all I'll say, really. Tupac, I think, has more technical ability.
I think he had more range.
Writer,
He had more range.
more range.
In terms of Biggie doing what
Biggie was
he
more of a
did
persona.
best and Tupac doing what he did best, I think Biggie hit a little bit harder. But
Yeah.
Biggie couldn't do too many other things other than... and he didn't get much of a chance to.
You sure?
3
Neither
albums.
of
Neither
them.
did Tupac.
Neither of them got too
Very
much of a
unfortunate
chance
in
to
both
grow.
cases. Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways, Biggie had a bigger persona, and that's why he is more of an everlasting, ongoing thing. Tupac was more of a poet, and more, I think, introverted and quiet in life, and Biggie was always calling shots and being very abrasive, even on Junior Mafia shit. So I don't know. It makes sense why they're in the order that they're in.
And in terms of album art and obviously an album title that's striking, it's this and Rage Against the Machine, honestly.
Yeah.
A monk burning himself
Instant
and a picture of a
recognizability.
baby with the title Ready to Die.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Definitely
How
very
deep is that?
instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
It's one of people that wear Nirvana shirts that don't know Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana too,
I
yeah.
feel like it's kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Should we go on?
Yeah, we're going to have to pick up the pace a little
Number
bit.
31.
Jagged
Little
Pillow.
Pill, Alanis Morissette. Cool.
Cool.
Oh
my God.
Number 30, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. Definitely too new. Don't really think this type of thing has staying power
For it to be 30 is
the next
insane.
30 years. This is higher than Kid A, for fuck's sake. Whatever. This is higher than Biggie.
A Love Supreme.
Higher than Love Supreme. Higher than Asia. I mean, fuck. I don't know. I don't get it with Billie Eilish. I don't get the hype.
I mean, even
People won't be-
higher than Drake.
Yeah, she's definitely not more
than
influential than
SZA.
Drake, I don't think,
No.
overall. Maybe right now she's more popular,
She's just the
but she's not going to have staying
she's like
power.
the industry darling. You
Yeah,
know?
totally. Which is cool.
Rolling Stone,
I don't
Apple,
dislike
they
Billie Eilish at
Can't
all.
get enough of Billie Eilish.
This all sounds like,
no, we're not
just
hating on her.
shit-talking.
It's just
but like, I just don't understand how someone like her can already be deemed one of the greatest of all time when it's like she's so fresh into her career, and we really don't know if she's going to influence more than this little pocket of this generation that's going on right now, and we don't know if she's even going to continue to sound the way she sounds. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be on here.
indeed.
All right.
I'm stoked about this one though.
Woo!
A Tribe Called Quest, the Low End Theory.
Which I think I've said is my favorite Tribe record. So I'm glad
I've
that
said
it's
the
on
same.
here.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think it influenced rap in the sense that it was about production clarity, a lot of low end, a lot of bass, and then just vibes.
I was just about to say it. I'm surprised it's higher than Wu-Tang, but I'm not. It's a better album than
It's
36
definitely-
Chambers, but
yeah.
I just mean like in terms of, people obviously still love A Tribe Called Quest, but a Wu-Tang has a little bit more relevancy today than
Definitely, yeah, more iconic
Tribe.
type vibe.
But we're assuming that's
but-
how people are ranking the albums,
Yeah.
just from a pure music standpoint. Yeah, this
From a
is
musical
a better
standpoint, this one's more influential for sure.
album.
All right,
Okay, we're getting some real classics next.
28.
Dark Side of the Moon, Pink
Pink
Floyd.
Floyd. Whatever.
Whatever.
Don't give a shit about this record, really. Never have. 27. Led Zeppelin 2.
Deuce.
Did I say Zeppelin 1
can't
or
remember.
Zeppelin 2 was my favorite? It was one of them. Either way.
Well, we obviously put Zeppelin 1 on the list of debut albums. I think that was
Yeah.
your pick, right?
I
Or did I
th-
put Zeppelin 1 on?
no, I put
You
Zeppelin
put Zeppelin 1 on, yeah.
Yeah. You said you were going to, but then you were like, it just wasn't as important as other debut albums of the time.
It just didn't have the impact that a Definitely Maybe did.
That's because it came 30 years before.
Such an idiot.
Okay. Yeah, Led Zeppelin 2, number 27. Number 26, Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. The man who's a Nazi, who hates Jews. Don't forget that. Whatever. Sure.
Probably the
People
the
tell
Kanye
me that
album
this
makes
album's
it-
good,
Yeah.
so whatever. It must be. I listened to it, and I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Mhm.
Not amazing, but everyone says it's amazing. So, and it's number 26. Better than Asia. Better than Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah.
Let's go to the next
Kanye
one.
West is a Nazi. All right, top 25, baby. Here we go.
we
So
go.
this is when I would assume things shift from what's popular now and what's been popular to stuff that's just inherently
yeah.
has to be on the list.
Definitely. Which, this album,
Has to be
has
on
to
the
be
list.
Miles
of Blue.
Davis, Kind of Blue.
Yes.
Amazing album.
Amazing record. Probably should be in the top 10 as far as overall influentialness.
Yeah.
All right, number 24, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spider Sword.
Okay, that means there definitely has to be another David Bowie album on the list.
What would you say?
Changes.
Hunky Dory?
Honky Dory. Yeah. Man. It's hard to pick favorite David Bowie albums.
I mean, my favorite David Bowie albums are definitely not going to be on this list.
Yeah. The weird stuff.
I mean, maybe Black Star maybe should be on this list, but
Blacks are so good. All right, well, let's keep going. We'll see what other David Bowie comes up.
all right. 23, Discovery by Daft Punk. This is like what? The second or third electronic album
Yeah.
so far?
Yeah,
So
true.
top 25, sorry.
This is an album you see on all of
most
these lists.
like the Rolling Stone list would
Yeah.
have this.
And I think Daft Punk is a band or a group, a duo that there's some sort of blocker in my brain where I'm not fully able to appreciate them as much as other people do.
I think it's
And
just
that's not to say I
because
dislike them.
they're repetitive and you like stuff that goes places.
Yeah.
That's my main thing with them is like, not even to say that I don't like electronic music, but most electronic music is like one or two ideas kind of just put together and then they go back and forth. I
Okay,
just
this
don't love that. It gets boring.
people would probably be pissed off at me for saying this. In terms of electronic music that's repetitive, The Prodigy fucking blows Daft Punk out of the water.
And Chemical Brothers
And
is better than both of them.
Yeah, and Chemical Brothers is better than both of them. Indeed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This just feels
It would
like
be crazy if there was a Chemical Brothers record in the top 20.
I would say.
I would gain a lot of respect for whoever curated this list.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Dig Out Your Soul is, or dig your own
dig
hole.
your own hole.
Dig your own hole. Dig Out Your Soul is an Oasis album.
All right, 22.
Yes.
Born to Run,
to
Bruce Springsteen. You can tell me why this should be on here. 'Cause
As
I don't think it
a
should be.
newly formed Bruce fan, Born to Run is an important album to me recently in the past couple months. And it's an important album to Bruce Springsteen fans all over the world. And Born to Run is, I think, one of the most...
All right, your time's up. Sorry.
Okay, let's move on. Thank God I was running out the clock on that one.
Number 21, Revolver by the Beatles. This tells me there might be multiple Beatles records on here.
If it's just not Beatles albums from here on through, and then London Calling again,
They're like the deluxe London
and
Calling.
OK Computer, it should be every Beatles album, and then London Calling and OK Computer, and then I'd be really happy with the list.
Sure. And then, what's that Marshall Mathers? Not Marshall Mathers 2. Fuck. Recovery.
Oh, yeah.
Recovery's number 1. All right. Yeah, Revolver by the Beatles. Feel like there should be another one on here. This isn't the one I would
There's
put
gonna
on
be
here.
another Beatles
if there was
on here.
If this is the only Beatles record, this isn't the one I would pick. But that's just what I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that. Number 20, Pet Sounds. This should be in the top 10.
Yeah, it should. And Pet Sounds is like
It's one of
probably
those...
the most obvious top albums of all time.
Yeah,
pick.
most acclaimed record probably ever.
Yeah. So.
But I think that's for a reason. It's like one of the very few records where it's like it's super acclaimed and it's not overrated.
Yes.
Definitely deserves to be on like every best album list because it's truly one of the best albums of all time. If you haven't listened to it, you're a fucking moron. Go listen to it. Number 19, The Chronic by Dr. Dre, which is funny because he's like the least rapper-y rapper of any of the rappers that have been mentioned. Like he's
Funny
on
for
here
this to be
because
so
his
high.
production and the vibe that the music brought, and obviously because like he kind of invented G-Funk a little bit, but like...
And The Chronic was a culture shifting moment, and it was like out of the fall of NWA kind of, and
Totally.
this was the album that everyone looked for kind of a guiding light as to how things were going to move on after NWA.
But if we're just talking best albums,
True.
substance-wise,
this
doesn't have the substance of Illmatic
No.
or
Even
Doggy
Tribe Called
Style.
Quest.
Doggy Style
Doggy
was
Style.
like so far back. It was like in the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah. So is this.
No, I mean like list-wise.
Oh,
like, this was
in the
ranked
numbers.
like all the way back in the 80s.
I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, it wasn't the 80s, dude.
I'm pretty sure Doggy Style came out in 1962?
Yeah, I think so. That's when Doggy Style was
Snoop
invented.
Dogg is 87 years old.
Yeah. He's born the same year as Mick Jagger. All right.
All right, number 18.
It's 1989 by Taylor Swift.
All right, number 17.
It's What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Should be there.
Sure, yeah, Marvin Gaye is brilliant.
Number 16, Blue, Joni Mitchell. Shouldn't be this high in my opinion.
I don't think so either.
Especially considering, I mean, shit, there haven't been too many prominent
This is shitty. I don't want
artists.
to. I don't want to be like reductive and compare Joni Mitchell and Carole King.
Yeah, like Carole King was
yeah.
on this list.
Just by
way further back.
I mean, like there are so many male artists on the list that we could compare on the same, but just at the risk of sounding reductive, like I don't think Joni Mitchell is better than Carole. This album is better than Carole King's album.
Sure,
but I was never a big
even
Joni Mitchell
being
fan.
non-reductive, I don't think this album's better than What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
All right, number 15. Top 15, baby. 21 by Adele. Sure.
I think it. Yeah. It deserves to be top 50.
It's definitely got staying power.
Yeah.
People are still singing that shit. Probably like one of the most popular karaoke songs of all time. You smell that?
Is that the
Starting
burning
to
stuff
drift
coming
down
through?
here. I think so.
I'm getting a slight whiff of it.
All right, number 14, Highway 61 Revisited, Bob Dylan. Sure.
Not my favorite Dylan, but
Not my favorite Dylan either.
It's
Don't
the-
know
it's
too
the
much
easy
Dylan,
pick.
but all right, 13, Blueprint by Jay-Z. Again, not the best, technically speaking, not the best rapper that we've talked about so far, but this album's probably one of the more influential rap albums of all time, so I can see why it's here.
yeah.
Number 12, OK Computer. Fuck you,
Radiohead.
motherfucker. Fuck whoever made this list. Eat my shorts.
You know, when I'm
The
thinking
King of
about it,
Limbs is better than OK Computer. In Rainbows is better than OK Computer. Fucking the Hail to the Thief is better than OK Computer. Maybe.
dude,
not
what you're saying
on
is
some days.
hurtful. All right,
Are
take
you
it back.
really gonna try to tell me right now that In Rainbows is not so much
Yeah,
more
dude,
fun
In
to
Rainbows
listen to?
isn't better than OK Computer.
Oh my god.
That's obvious.
Give it another 20 years, and I guarantee you people will be saying that In Rainbows is the best Radiohead album of all time.
I'll only be listening to Billie Eilish in 20 years.
We're all going to be listening to Chinese pop because we will be overrun.
AI-generated Chinese pop.
Yeah,
And I think we'll be better off for it.
we'll be better for it.
We can stop having bullshit
We don't have to have
discussions like
opinions
this. Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
We can finally end our podcast.
All right, number 11, Rumors, Fleetwood Mac. Definitely not a surprise that this is up high
Yeah.
like this. Definitely, everyone is sucking this
If-
album off so much right now.
I'm
And
having
Stevie Nicks is having
I'm
a
having
moment,
an
too.
adverse reaction to Fleetwood Mac because of how much everyone's sucking it off right now.
I
And
think
it's
because of
it's because of
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's keep going.
All right. Number 10, Lemonade, Beyonce. Okay.
Fuck.
Two Beyonce
To Beyonce.
records.
It's Crazy Lemonade's top 10.
I can see why it is. As far
I'm
as
not saying Beyonce doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying Beyonce doesn't deserve several albums in the top 100, but for this album particularly to be the 10th best album of all time.
she's like one of the biggest artists of the last 25 years, and this is like everybody's favorite record.
Is
of
this
hers.
everyone's favorite Beyonce record?
It seems like it.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta listen to Lemonade again. I haven't
It's
listened to it since it
honestly
came out.
really good.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
this is coming from someone who's not super big on like mainstream pop. I think it's an amazing record.
Okay, I'll backtrack a little bit. I don't want to neg it as much for being in the top 10.
Okay, so then also not to just discredit everything I just said, I kind of see where you're coming from. Maybe it shouldn't be in the top 10 of all time. Definitely if we're talking 2010s pop or even just like pop in general, maybe it should be on a list of top 100.
Yeah.
But we're talking of all time. We got to think, does
throws
this
me
have
off.
the staying power? It's been, 10 years? I'm not going to even try to guess because I've been super wrong.
2015, I bet Lemonade came out.
I was thinking 14 or 15.
Yeah, maybe it's 14. Oh, 20. Oh, no, that's the
That's
film
the
that came out.
movie.
My bad.
Oh, but also, 2016.
Okay.
So we were close.
I was a little bit closer.
A little closer.
Okay, let's go number 9.
I'll just let you say it.
It's Nevermind by Nirvana. And of course, this album has to be in the top 10. It simply
Yep.
must be,
Has
Julian.
to be.
When was the
Why?
last time you listened to
Why?
Nevermind?
Nobody knows why, but it just has to be. Just like, I don't know, at Thanksgiving you have to eat turkey. Nobody really fucking actually knows why.
You don't think Nevermind by Nirvana is one of the best albums of all time?
No.
You're
I don't even think it's one of the best
crazy.
albums of the 90s.
You're crazy.
Nope.
You're crazy. Dude.
I'm normal. Everyone else is crazy.
All right. Well, I don't
The
even
fact
have.
that out of all of the grunge, weird, experimental rock, whatever you want to call it, that came out of the 90s, the fact that they have the most staying power and they also didn't even make it out of the 90s, fucking depressing.
I think you're wrong.
Like, why isn't Jar of Flies on this fucking list anywhere? That album actually has staying power. It's as important now as it was back when it came out. Why isn't it on this list anywhere?
Which is not very important.
But it's maintained relevance.
Nirvana has.
If we're talking
yeah.
like albums that have maintained relevance, but only to like a certain niche, because there's definitely been a fair bit of those on here.
Nirvana was the most important album I think if we were around when Nevermind came out and you were a fan of alternative rock and to see what this album did, you'd say
you're
this
right.
is the most important
You're
album
right,
of all
damn
time.
it. You're fucking right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. You're. I know, but I just don't like it.
You're
It doesn't
you're
make
taking
sense.
a challenging view on something that's
I
everyone
always,
agrees on.
I
I
always
understand where you're
do
coming
with
from.
Nirvana because
Yeah.
it's just like one of those things where I just don't understand.
The songs are incredible.
Why?
The production is incredible. The moment in time it came out and couldn't have been better timed. The cultural impact that this album and Kurt Cobain had can't be underestimated. It's one of, like, not even only musical history, in American history, this is one of the most important moments in time. I'm convinced of that.
You're right. I just don't like it. Let's
move on.
We should move on in life from it.
Yeah, we can't.
Top
It
10?
was that good.
Is it?
It was that good.
The whole thing is that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like,
No, by album 2, they knew what they were doing.
whatever. Doesn't sound like it.
Amy
8.
Winehouse, Back to Black. I'm stoked that this album's in the top 10.
I think it should be.
I
for
think
sure.
it should be. I love Amy Winehouse.
Talk about someone with staying power.
Yeah, truly. 227 Club members right next to each other also.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar at number 7.
There's not going to be another Kendrick record, and I know this is everyone's favorite, but I do think To Pimp a Butterfly is better.
Yeah, it's better.
I even think Damn's better than this record.
Damn is my favorite Kendrick record, I think.
It's become my favorite
Yeah.
over the years for sure. I missed, like, when this record came out and was super important to everybody.
Yeah,
I missed it.
Exactly.
So now
I
I'm
had to
just
go back
listening
and
to
listen to
it
this
in
in retrospect.
The context of,
yeah.
All right, number 6. Songs in the Key of Life. All right. Who would have guessed 2 Stevie Wonder
I wouldn't have
records?
guessed. And I wouldn't have guessed one so high up.
This was the album I was thinking should
This
have
was-
been on the list.
When we were talking about Stevie Wonder, there was an album I couldn't come up with. But yeah, it was this one.
All right, number 5, Blonde by
Blonde.
Frank Ocean. Wow, I'm going to have to tell fucking Kelsey. She's obsessed with this record.
So many
as
people are
is
obsessed.
yeah.
I missed the Frank Ocean train completely. That's all I'll say.
Me too.
And interesting, Apple Music misspelled it. Unless
Oh,
that
yeah.
album,
I'm pretty...
because that's obviously how you spell blonde, but does he spell that?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it actually
So
is
Apple
spelled
Music
blonde.
spelled it BL. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it actually
It's just
is spelled
stylistically
blonde.
on the
Yeah.
album art spelled BLOND.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like that.
Be consistent, bro.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Purple Rain, Prince and the Revolution. Obviously, there was going to be 2 Prince records. There's no way Purple Rain's not going to be on the list.
Yeah, truly.
And I hope you feel stupid again. Just to circle back, just to make you feel stupid, this record
Well, it's just one of
should
those
be
things
here.
like, why
it
did I
should be
ever-
in the top 5.
I have this album on vinyl. I listen to it all the fucking time. I think it's great. I like Prince. I don't know why I ever took a negative stance towards Prince.
You fucking moron. Let's move on. Number 3, Abbey Road by the Beatles. 2 Beatles records on the list as well. This is the one I would have said should have been on the list for sure because it's the most influential Beatles record of all time. People that say Revolver's better because they like the fact that it sounds like old Beatles, but it kind of reminds them of new Beatles also. They can suck my
It was the
cock.
bridge record.
Because the bridge record's never the best one. The end result of the mission is always going to be the best record in my opinion. This is the end result of the mission. This is what they had been building up towards.
Okay,
And
here's what I would have said. Swap out Revolver with Rubber Soul. Swap out this one with the White Album.
no,
But that's just me.
Abbey Road's better than the White Album.
But I think okay.
This
It's like when
album's
the Beatles
so-
enter the playing field, it's like, how are the Beatles not dominating the top 10? It's every Beatles album in the top 10.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It
we're
just
being
you have to
realistic.
be like, you have to make hard rules about the Beatles. Like, guys, we're only
Only
gonna
2
include
tops.
2 Beatles songs on this list.
Yeah.
Or records on this list. So yeah. No, you're right. Abbey Roads. I love the White Album so much.
The White Album's fantastic. It's just like
It is a double
we're
album
talking,
though. I
like,
wonder if that eliminated it.
this record set the standard for what records would be for the next 40 plus years.
Yeah.
If people are still like people still record albums and compare them to Abbey Road
So
to be like, does this sound
does
as
the
good
mix
as Abbey
sound
Road?
good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it set the standard for everything.
And,
And
if
Nirvana
you're trying
didn't
to
do that.
Don't.
Nirvana didn't reset the standard in the 90s.
They kind of did.
Nope,
They kind
didn't.
of did, Julian.
Because then people would be saying, well, does my record sound better than Nevermind? But if you want your record to sound better than Nevermind, I mean, fuck. There's so many things you can do. All right, number 2.
No one reset the sound of the 90s like Oasis did. Number 2.
We should have ended this when I wanted to, like an hour ago. Number 2.
Thriller. Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Boo.
The dude diddled kids.
This one should have been like number 8.
It should have been at like number 98.
Yeah.
Now, as far as influentialness, definitely should be up there. And as far as just staying power, like people are going to be listening to Thriller like 100 years from now.
Definitely.
It's probably like one of the only records on this entire list where it has a never-ending shelf life.
It's a feat of pop music.
Yes, truly.
I'm blown away by number 1.
Mr. Benson is here, and we're on the last one. Best record of all time, according to Apple Music. So, everyone already knows because this list came out fucking 4 weeks ago. But, here it is. For you, good sir. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill, which our friend JJ said on our previous podcast several years ago.
JJ.
This was his favorite hip-hop album of all time.
Mad respect to JJ.
Mad respect to
calling
JJ.
It years ago.
He called it years ago.
And yeah,
if you make a clip and tag JJ, I just want to say, suck me off. Anyway,
there'll definitely be a clip now.
Cool. Yeah, I think this makes no sense and a lot of sense at the same time.
Exactly.
This is like the music industry's way of trying to be like, we're finally going to recognize women and prominent female artists who have been important to people for generations. Because if this list was 10 years ago,
a little pandering.
I think it's a little pandery because I do genuinely feel like if this was 10 years ago, like Thriller would be number 1, or Purple Rain would be number 1, or Abbey Road would be number 1. Like you could interchange them.
I was
pretty
just
much
thinking
given any couple years.
If I was like in the boardroom of Apple when they were deciding this, and they're like, "Guys, we have to come up with the best album of all time. It's an impossible task, but we got to do it." And then someone was just like, "What if it was the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill?" I'd be like, "No, wait, but why not? Maybe, maybe it is the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
There's no reason why it shouldn't be.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
every song on it is brilliant."
And kind of like talking about how certain records. Abbey Road reset the standard for production for the next 40 years for rock music. And like Tupac, Biggie, NWA, they all set the standard for what hip-hop would be for the 90s and the 2000s. But I think the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill did that more subtly, like more quietly, without demanding attention. And it's had the staying power to still be super relevant after all this time when no one's really like forced it to stay in the zeitgeist. Like no one's continually talked about it, and yet it's still just stayed super important the whole time.
And I would like if Lauryn Hill walked away from like the last studio session and the producer was like, "Congratulations, Lauryn, like you just did the best album of all time." I think if I was in the room, I'd be like, "Yeah, probably true. That was
probably
really good.
Holds up.
That was really good, Miss Lauryn Hill.
Definitely has staying power."
Yeah. So congratulations to Lauryn Hill. Congratulations to everyone on the list. Congratulations to Prince. Congratulations to the Beatles.
Congratulations to Morrissey.
Congratulations to Morrissey.
Congratulations.
I'm a little pissed the Morrissey solo album didn't make it on.
Which one?
Viva Hate.
See, Ringleader, the Tormentors, all the way, baby.
Oh yeah, that's a great album too. Okay.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Since we made it to the end and the theme of the last episode was anger, or the leaving tone of the last episode was anger, we'll leave you feeling good this time. Music is cool. Lists are cool.
Lists are cool.
People who make lists and publish them for critique are brave but also stupid.
People who
And they shouldn't be
create
paid to do what
people
they
who
do.
create lists of things that are cool in real time, as we're doing right now.
Yes.
Very cool.
We don't get paid to do this though.
One day
We're
we
doing
will.
this for fun. They are doing it for a paycheck, which changes everything.
Changes everything.
They're also doing it, in a certain extent, for approval from the masses. They're like, we want to put out a good list, not just the list that is true to us, but we want to put out a good list that captures everybody, that encapsulates everything. If I put out a top 100 list, it would be like all the ISIS albums, all the Thrice albums, and then all the
People
Radiohead
would
albums.
be so pissed at your top 100 list. I'd be so pissed at your top 100 list.
You would.
And I think we actually have to do that now. I think we have to both create
make
top
top
100
100s
lists. Yeah.
Of our actual favorites or a pandery list like this one.
One of each.
What? That's 200 albums, bro.
Well, there'd be crossover. Probably.
I don't
No,
think
yours
there'd
wouldn't
be
have
too
any
much crossover.
Yours would not have any crossover.
Yeah.
Will, welcome. What's your top album of all time if you had to pick one? Is it The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? Because that was Apple Music's.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that surprising?
Yeah, it's random, but also not random. That's kind of that's what we're saying. It makes sense and it doesn't make sense.
Shows up like 2 hours later, live shows.
Yeah.
You're right. Are you saying she doesn't deserve it then?
I'm not saying anything.
You heard it here. Will said
hates Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill does not deserve to be on the top 100. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.